It's a 1966 Corvair.
And the engine is it?
The engine is LS3, crate motor, 480 horse.
So why don't you tell me a little bit about the car? Would you buy it this way, or do you think
Well, obviously there have been everybody would like to take credit for it, but there have been a lot of people that have really been instrumental in it. And the first gentleman, his name is Ted Schaefer, and he lives up in Oregon. And he was the one that had the original concept for the car and worked on it for a number of years. And before he'd done basically the body and done a lot of work on the suspension. And he got to the point where he no longer had he just didn't think he was going to get it done. He thought that it was going to cost too much. So I was looking for it's kind of something that I'd always envisioned too, and I happened to see it on eBay, and I went up to Oregon and looked at it, and thought, man, that looks like a great place and a very similar vision. So I bought the body and the suspension from him, and then continued, brought it down to Nevada, and finished building the car.
So does it have a subframe on it then?
Well, he had done a majority of the subframe work. Now the frame is all hand constructed, and the suspension's all out of a C4 Corvette. So all the mounting points are designed to accommodate that suspension. He told me that the layout for the mounting points and all the suspension geometry had been done by a gentleman that worked at Shelby at the time. It was similar to from what he said, similar to a concept car that Shelby had talked about building and had decided not to for whatever reason. There are a couple of small components in the back that actually came from Shelby. The modification or the transition from the Porsche transaxle to the Corvette suspension, the hubs or the spindles in the rear were custom made for Shelby, and we've incorporated those into it. Other than that, there's I don't know. There are some things, I guess, that you don't necessarily see. The deck lid and the hood are carbon fiber rather than steel. You don't know it until you lift them up, but he hand laid all that, both of those, and the man is Ted Schaefer is just a remarkable craftsman, and he ought to get an awful lot of credit for the things that he does.
So what kind of engine is it in?
It's an LS3 Chevrolet out of a this is similar to what they put in a Corvette. And
it's done special to the engine?
No, well, other than headers, but it's a 480 horse, and to do any more than that, it wouldn't be streetable, and I'm too old to go out and do anything stupid, so I just like to drive it on the street.
So we're going to try to catch up with the front end.
Quite honestly, it drives very well. It's very streetable. If there is an issue with it, it's probably temperature. In Las Vegas in the summer, it gets extremely warm, so in June and July, or July and August probably, it sits in the garage a lot.
So where's the radiator?
The radiator's in the front. Underneath you can see the fuel cell behind that, but the radiator's under that aluminum portion in the front. And it's got power brakes.
The balance of the car is pretty good with it.
It's very good. I've never had it on a set of scales, so I can't tell you what the weight distribution is. But it's one of these days, if I get the ambition and the nerve, I'll go up to I've got some friends that go up to Spring Mountain, and they've got a skid pad up there, so I'll take it up there and try and do a little more fine tuning, but haven't gotten to that point yet.
So why don't you tell them where we're at today? We're at the car show on Eastern?
It's the car show on Eastern Avenue. I can't tell you the address. It's just south of I-215, and it's quite a show. It's a nice place. I've been coming here for years, and this is the first time I've brought this, so it's kind of nice to be part of the show instead of just a casual observer. All right, we'll see you here at the car show next weekend.